Hello, my dear children. This is P. Venkateshwarlu, PGT Physics. In previous video, we have already discussed about Young's modulus and different types of modulus. Now, we have to discuss about elastic after effect. Elastic after effect. Elastic after effect. So it's visible, Matilda? It's not visible. Okay, once again, right? Elastic after effect. Elastic after effect. Elastic after effect. See here, my dear children. So whenever deformed force removed, a material regains its original shape and size. We can say that is elastic material. Okay, understand elastic material. So here what happened? Some of the material we are subjected to apply deforming force means they are permanently deformed, means they will not regain its original shape and size. Understand? Here, other than when deformed force is applied on the material, it will regain its original shape and size after a long time, after appreciably long time, long time. Okay, understand, my children? When deformed force is applied on the material, to regain its original shape and size, it will take appreciably long time. So example, glass fiber. Example, glass fiber. Okay, glass fiber is a material in which we have to apply some stress. During this stress, some deformed force is applied. Due to this, the body will change its shape and size. After we can remove this deforming force, the body regains its original shape and size to take appreciably long time. So after a long time, the body regains its original shape and size. This effect we can say elastic after effect. This effect we can say elastic after effect. The example is glass fiber. Next one we have to discuss about elastic fatigue. Elastic fatigue. Elastic fatigue is the loss of strength of material. Okay, so elastic fatigue means loss of strength of material. Elastic fatigue means loss of strength of material. Okay, so how we can say loss of strength means here whenever we have to apply this deforming force, the body regains its original shape and size. Okay, so after removal of this deforming force, the body becomes its original shape and value. Okay, so this having some property. Okay, this having some energy to regain its original shape and size. Okay, see here what happened. Loss of strength of material due to repeating alternating strain. When the loss of strength of material will occur means we are applying repeating alternating strain. Due to repeating alternating strain. Okay, so when we can say elastic fatigue means the loss of strength of material, due to repeating alternating strain. Okay, so example, consider one consider one hardware. Okay, so we can bend opposite. Okay, means alternating strain, repeating alternating strain like this. Continuously we are doing like this means the material will lose the strength. Okay, the material will lose the strength of the material. Okay, understand? So this phenomena we can say elastic fatigue. What is elastic fatigue, my children? Yes, elastic fatigue, which is defined as a loss of strength of material, due to repeating alternating strain. Okay, coming to applications of elastic behavior of solids. Applications of elastic behavior of solids. Elastic behavior of solid. Okay, see here some of the applications is there. Applications of elastic behavior of solids, that elastic nature. Okay, so elastic nature means always it is not belongs to elastic rubber like that. Okay, so elastic nature is whenever we are applying deforming force, applied any material, applied any deforming force on the materials like solids, liquids. So here what happen, after removal of this stress or deforming force, the materials which are regains its original shape and size. Okay, this type of materials we can say elastic material. Okay, understand? See here some more important application is there. Okay, so first of all we have to discuss about machinery parts. First one, any material part of a machinery is never subjected to a stress beyond the elastic limit of the material. See here, every material having particular elastic limit. Okay, every material having elastic limit. So elastic limit is a point. So if we can apply the stress beyond elastic limit, the bodies which never becomes its original shape and size after removal of external force, after removal of deforming force. Understand? So if we are applying stress more than the elastic limit, what happen? Okay, so it will get permanently deformed. And hamper it working. Okay, see here, while constructing a bridges or railway tracks, okay, due to this external force, due to this external weights or external force, what happen? So this permanent deformation take place. Okay, permanent deformation take place. So permanent deformation take place means the materials will not work. Okay, permanently deformed and hamper it working. So due to this, scientists they are arranged this iron rods or pillars I-shaped. Okay, I-shaped rods and L-shaped rods. See here, so we can observe that pillar of the bits like I-shaped. Okay, understand, my children? And so we can arrange I-shaped iron material like this. So we can observe many times this type of material. Okay, so whenever we can arrange this type of materials, so it will have some extra elastic nature. Okay, whenever we have to apply this type of deforming force due to vehicles or anything, so it will not take permanently deformed. Okay, understand my children? Applications of elastic behavior of materials. In this module, you will learn about different applications of elastic behavior of materials. You might have seen crane lifting heavy load by the construction. Crane have a thick metal rope so that the entire load does not break the rope under the stress, because the stress produced by the load is less than the elastic limit of the rope. Thus, the cranes are designed to reduce the stress varying diameter of the rope as for the elastic limit of the material of the rope. Just like cranes, bridges are also designed in a way that the elastic effect by the stress of the load. However, after many years of the use, cracks occurs in the bridges. This happens because the bridges loses their elastic strength due to the continuous stress produced by the load. Such bridges become unsafe for use. The special designed bridges we are referring to use beams because of used in the bridges plays an important role reducing the stress such that the and which withstand the huge load of the moving traffic and people. Consider beam of length L, diameter D, so weight is W. Okay, here we can observe bending, that is delta. Amount of bending WL cubed by 4YB cubed. To reduce the bending or increasing the elastic limit of the beam for given load, we should use a material with large Young's modulus. Okay, to avoid this bending, we need to increase B. For this purpose, we have to make the uh, situation, that is I-shaped pillars. So I-shaped beams are plank, which is reduced the continuous load on the pillar. I-shaped beam reduces the weight of the beam with offering its strength. With I-shaped girders so that it does not bend or break due to the load of the moving traffic. I-shaped railway track beam to avoid the buckling. Like that, rounded end pillars support less load. Distributed end pillars supported more load. Distributed shape pillars are perfect over rounded pillars. So according to 2020 and 21, the syllabus is removed. Okay. So some syllabus is removed. So the removed syllabus is first one, deleted syllabus, deleted topics in this chapter. First one, what children? Modulus of rigidity. Modulus of rigidity. Modulus of rigidity or Sayre modulus, or we call it Sayre modulus. Okay, so it is denoted eta. So how we can define this? Means Consider one cube. So we are applying lateral force. After that we can have some deformed shape. Okay, dotted line indicates deformed shape. Okay, here we can get the angle theta. The lateral change is delta L. Original length is L. Okay, see here we can apply force per unit area, means normal stress to the lateral strain. Lateral strain means delta L by L. Okay, delta L by L. So here from this ABC, from ABC triangle, tan theta here, tan theta is equal to delta L by L. Okay, here we have to take, so for small angle, tan theta nearly equal to theta, which is equal to delta L by L. Instead of delta L by L, we have to take theta. So F by A divided by theta. F by A divided by theta. Okay, understand? So next one, maths in the related syllabus. Second one, Poisson's ratio. Okay, remember this formulas. Next one, maths in the second one, Poisson's ratio. Poisson's ratio. Poisson ratio. Okay, see, it is denoted sigma. So how we can define this? Means consider rigid support, consider a material. Okay, so their diameter is d. Okay, their diameter is d. Length is L medicine. Length is L. Okay, so whenever we are subjected to apply that stress or load, so what happens? The length increases. First of all, length increases. So while length increasing, diameter decreases. Okay, length increases but diameter decreases. Okay, this dotted line indicates the material after applied stress. Okay, understand here, diameter decreases, d minus delta d. Okay, length increases, L plus delta L, L plus delta L medicine. Okay, so understand medicine. So in this case, how we can define this Poisson ratio? Means lateral strain by longitudinal strain. Lateral strain divided by longitudinal strain. Okay, lateral strain means along horizontally, means here delta d by d. Okay, it becomes negative because so while applying this load stress, what happens? Diameter decreases refers here negative sign. Okay, divided by longitudinal strain means change in length by original length, delta L by L. Okay, understand medicine. So finally we have to write this L by D into delta D by delta L. So this is the Poisson's ratio. So what is Poisson ratio, medicine? Lateral strain to the longitudinal strain is called Poisson's ratio. Okay, Poisson ratio. Next, energy of next one, energy stored in elastic materials. Okay, third one, energy stored in elastic deformed body. In a deformed body. Okay, so energy stored in a deformed body, it is denoted U. U is equal to 1 by 2 stress into strain into volume. 1 by 2 stress into strain into volume of the wire. Okay, so next elastic energy limit, elastic energy density, elastic energy density. Okay, energy density means energy per unit volume, energy by volume, which gives the energy density. Energy density means what, my children? The ratio of energy to the volume of the material. Okay, so energy density, it is denoted mu. Energy density, it is denoted mu. Mu is equal to 1 by 2 Young's modulus. Young's modulus means Y. Young's modulus into Young's modulus into strain square, strain whole square. Understand, my children? These are the topics which are related in this chapter. Okay, so please remember this formulas, at least formulas you remember for NEET and JEE, my children.